A very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV News Prime, live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says he is communicating with world leaders on issues related to the crisis in Niger Republic and the unfolding situation in Gabon, while watching closely with deep concern for the country's socio-political stability and at the seeming autocratic contention apparently spreading across different regions of the African continent. Special Advisor on Media and Publicity Andrew Gali reiterated the president's commitment in defining democracy, saying power belongs in the hands of Africa's great people and not in the barrel of a loaded gun. Oyeagbomofuegbe completes the report.
This is coming hours after Gabonese army officers, under the aegis of the Committee for the Transition and Restoration of Institutions, announced on national television that they had overthrown the government of Gabonese President Ali Bongo, who has been in power for 14 years, hours after he had been declared the victor in Saturday's elections. They said the vote results had been cancelled and all the institutions of the republic dissolved.
The president affirms that the rule of law and a faithful recourse to constitutional resolutions and instruments of electoral dispute resolution must not at any time be allowed to perish from our great continent. To this end, the president is working very closely and continuing to communicate with other heads of state in the African Union toward a comprehensive consensus.
The special advisor to the president on media and publicity added that President Tinubu had a conversation with the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, where the two heads of state mutually agreed that the promotion and protection of constitutional democratic governance on the continent remains a paramount priority.
People of Africa living in the diaspora around the world, making a huge impact to the socio-political landscapes of countries around the world and the economies of countries around the world, continue to urge on the global community to advance the cause of democracy on the continent for the sake of the economic prosperity of all Africans.
The military coup leaders said Bongo's son and close advisor, Noridi Bongo Valentin, his chief of staff, Ian Ghislaine Ngolu, as well as his deputy, two other presidential advisors, and two top officials in the ruling Gabonese Democratic Party have been arrested. According to the officers, they are accused of treason, embezzlement, corruption, and falsifying the president's signature, among other allegations. Oyeagbomofuegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you very much, Uyi, for that report. Still on the news, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the appointment of a new board and management team for the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, while Chedu Abem from Delta State is chairman of the board. Samuel Okbugu from Bayelsa State is to serve as managing director and chief executive officer. It is the president's expectation that the new board and management team will ensure a new era of successful administration in the NDDC. In line with Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, all the appointments take immediate effect. Also, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is very passionate about reducing the cost of fertilizer for Nigerian farmers to ensure the attainment of food security. Shettima stated this at a stakeholders meeting with fertilizer producers and suppliers associated of Nigeria, FEPSAN of Nigeria, and the federal government held at the Presidential Villa, Abuja on Tuesday. Stakeholders at the meeting also includes the Minister of Agriculture, Abubakar Kyari, and the Ministry of State of Agriculture, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi. The meeting focused on the 33,000 metric tons of potash donated to the federal government by Russia's Orichem Group and UN partners, and centered on the donation of a consignment of 33,000 metric tons of potash. Also, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has applauded Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, for her intervention in empowering women and other vulnerable groups in the society through a Renewed Hope initiative. Kikelomo Okere reports that the governor stated this after paying a courtesy visit to the First Lady at the State House in Abuja.
The intervention of the initiative in the education sector were a national scholarship program which was recently flagged off in Abuja with 43 beneficiaries across the nation, women ICT training and other empowerment programs in the agriculture and social investment. The governor notes that this will complement similar policies objective of Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, as well as serve to reassure Nigerians.
On the Renewed Hope initiative, which we've all heard about, which is championing with a lot of the other first ladies and of course the wife of the vice president, really just to encourage and to share the vision that she has for the Renewed Hope initiative, and just to talk me through, I mean, what kind of interventions they're looking at and how she's running a complementary role to what Mr. President is also doing, and I think it's great. You know, our own idea is not necessarily to begin to build brick and mortar, is really to be able to intervene, you know, in schools, you know, for people needing scholarship, in farming, you know, people needing implements, you know, seedlings, and also to be able to provide immediate succor, you know, for families and for people that are vulnerable in the society, that the initiative can indeed target it, and I think it's beautiful.
The ongoing reform by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Governor Sanwo-Olu says, taking the country to a level where every Nigerian can be comfortable requires hard decision and systematic effort by the government, as well as a lot of patience on the part of the citizens. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Thank you, Kikelomo Okere, for the report. Also, the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, has announced plans to commence work on the construction of the second runway of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Following the signing of an agreement and compensation to the Jiwa community on whose land the runway will be constructed, Anthony Ogunleye, Director of Press, Office of the FCT Minister, says it's in the agreement signed between the FCTA, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, and Jiwa community in the FCT on Tuesday, August 29, 2023, a sum of over 800 million would be paid to the community as compensation to pave way for the commencement of work on the project. Ogunleye stated that the contract for the construction of the second runway of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport was awarded in March 2022 by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development. However, work could not commence due to disagreements over issues of resettlement and compensation. Army officers have appeared on national television in Gabon to say that they have taken power. They said they are on annulling the results of Saturday's election in which President Ali Bongo was declared the winner. The Electoral Commission said Bongo had won just under two-thirds of the votes in an election to a position argued was fraudulent. His overturn would end his family 53 years old on power in Gabon. 12 soldiers appeared on television on Wednesday announcing they were cancelling the result of the election and dissolving all the institutions of the republic. They also said the country's border had been closed until further notice. In the meantime, a video from an anonymous source shows Gabon's deposed president Ali Bongo Ondimba calling on his friends and all over the world to make noise while order house arrest following a coup.
I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence. and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, really. I'm thanking you.
Head of the African Union Commission, Musa Faki Mahamat, on Wednesday wanted the Gabonese National Army and security forces to adhere to their Republican vocation. This is as he also strongly condemned what he described as an attempted coup in Gabon. The coup leaders said Bongo, 64, whose family has ruled Gabon for over 5 decades, was placed under house arrest and one of his sons arrested for treason. The AU Commission chief also described Wednesday's event as a flagrant violation of the legal and political instrument of the Addis Ababa's headquarters African Union. Still on the news, in a related development, France has condemned the toppling of Gabonese President Ali Bongo Ondimba on Wednesday, which could present another setback for Paris and Africa, where friendly governments have been failing in an epidemic of coup. Government spokesman.
La France condamne le coup d'État militaire qui est en cours au Gabon. Et la France surveille avec beaucoup d'attention l'évolution de la situation sur place et réaffirme son souhait que le résultat de l'élection, lorsqu'il sera connu, puisse être respecté. Donc nous surveillons cela avec attention. Pour le reste, je vous renvoie évidemment au Quai d'Orsay et à la ministre Catherine Colonna pour avoir plus d'informations.
Spokesman Olivier Véran told reporters in Paris after military officers announced on television that they overturned the government. France has around 400 soldiers permanently deployed in the country for training and military support, including at a base in the capital, and has extensively economic ties to the country and the mining and oil sectors. In a concerted effort to enhance passport processing services to determine numbers of passport applicants in Kaduna State, the Nigerian Immigration Service, NIS, has unveiled an enhanced e-passport production center in Kaduna State. At the official commissioning ceremony at the Kaduna State Command, the executive governor of the state, Uba Sani, who was represented by his chief of staff, Sani Kila, expressed gratitude to the NIS for establishing the Kotlin Edge facility in Kaduna State. Kikelomo Okeri tells us more.
The representative of Kaduna State Governor assured the Nigerian Immigration Service of the state government's unwavering support and commitment to collaboration, noting that Nigeria is proudly at the forefront of technological innovation, being the first nation in Africa and 5th global to embrace this remarkable achievement.
The enhanced new passport, which is an upgrade of the former passport, has a lot of security features. Nigeria is privileged to be number 5 in the whole world and the first in Africa to unveil this type of passport. A big plus to the management team of the Nigerian Immigration Service.
In a remark, the Acting Comptroller General of Immigration, Caroline Wuraola Adepoju, reiterated the service commitment to deploy enhanced e-passports encompassing all states within the country and NIS mission abroad, noting that the national identity number remains a mandatory requirement for obtaining the enhanced e-passports, and the information in both documents must be congruent.
Today, I'm here to continue from where this stopped, which is to flag off the enhanced e-passport in Kaduna to add up to the one in Zaria that was commissioned and flagged off, a few months ago.
She further emphasized that the NIS is dedicated to delivering passports within the prescribed time frame of 3 to 6 weeks, following biometric capture provided, adding that there are no technical challenges or application discrepancies, such as discrepancies in national identification number of applicants. It is expected that with the rollout of this enhanced travel document, instance of delay in processing passports will be taken care of. Kikelomo Okeri, Global Television News.
You're watching Global TV's News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. When the News Prime returns, World Bank charges federal government on efficient public spending. We'll be back right after this break with more stories for you. Please stay with us. And if you're just joining us, is Global Television bringing you News Prime from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. The World Bank says it has engaged the federal government on the need to ensure that public funds are spent effectively and efficiently for the good of Nigerians. The World Bank Country Director Shubham Chowdhury disclosed this when he led a World Bank team on a courtesy visit to the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, on Tuesday in Abuja. Chowdhury said the Washington-based bank's focus was to work with the government at the federal and state levels to transform the country, catalyzing private investment and job creation, investing in children and creating opportunities for Nigerians' youth and women. Addressing the press shortly after his meeting with the minister, Chowdhury said, quote, "For Nigeria, we have been supporting a wide range of programs ranging from school projects, economic empowerment, and energy for rural areas," unquote. Ambassadors from the Chinese, Indian, Mexican, and Indonesia's government have said that they will continue to deepen investment in Nigeria's economy. The envoy spoke at the International Business Conference and Expo 2023 organized by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry with a team and versed Nigeria. In his remark, the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Jian Chun, said the Chinese government would deepen its ties with Nigeria through sustainable investment. He noted that many Chinese companies, such as Huawei, had already begun to consolidate their presence in Nigeria through strategic investment. India's ambassador to Nigeria, Shri Balasubramania, said that in the past 4 decades, India had made investments spanning across the pharmaceutical, food, and manufacturing sector to the tune of $19 billion. Also, Japanese motor industry giant Toyota has suspended operations at all of its assembly plant in its home country. Due to a glitch in the production system, the move has brought domestic production at the world's biggest selling car maker to a standstill. The manufacturer has meant the firm has not been able to order components. A spokesperson said the firm is trying to find the cause of the problem, but does not currently believe it is due to a cyber attack. On Tuesday morning, Toyota suspended operations at 12 of its 14 assembly plants in Japan. Also, at least 183 people have been killed since July in clashes in Ethiopia, Amhara region, the United Nations said Tuesday, as it appealed for the killings, violence and rights abuses to end. Tension in the northern region ratcheted up this year after the end of a devastating war in the neighboring region of Tigray that also drew in fighters from Amhara. We are very concerned by the deteriorating human rights situation in some region of Ethiopia. UN Human Rights Office spokeswoman Mata Otadu told reporters in Geneva in April the general government announced it was dismantling regional forces across the country. The move triggered protests by Amhara nationalists who said it would weaken its region. Clashes erupted in July between the National Army and local fighters known as Fano, prompting the authorities in Addis Ababa on August 4th to declare a 6-month state of emergency. The status gives the authority broad powers to arrest suspects without a court order, impose curfews and ban public gatherings, Otado said. And that's it on the News Prime, live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much for watching.